Sorry, I should have said this at the beginning of my video, but I am so thankful for each and every one of you. I get emails and messages all the time just with so much love and support, and honest to God, just thank you, because it helps me and motivates me so much to keep doing this. So thank you. All right, so I know this is gonna make the video a little bit longer, but as I was kind of editing the video and about to head to the gym, I wanted to make something really clear. Okay, so first things first, I was not athletic. I was not athletically gifted by no means. Actually, my college football coach, the first day of practice, I was this excited boy, just so pumped, ready to go for my first day of college football practice. He said, "Hey, what's your name?" I was like, "Tommy, Coach Tommy. My name's Tommy. Nice to meet you." Just super giddy and excited for college football practice. And he's like, "You're the most unathletic person I've ever seen in my life." And so I want to make that clear that I was not the most athletic by no means. I had to work my butt off to try to play and, to do well in college football, which I did get a lot of playing time, so that was awesome. And then also, I'm not the smartest. I've never been the smartest, but I had to work my butt off to make sure that I was able to make the grades I needed to. And so why I tell you guys this is because if you're watching this and you kind of feel the same way, "Oh, I'm not athletic and I'm not smart, I just can't do anything," do not give up. Whatever you set your mind to and whatever you set your heart to, you are capable of accomplishing. Now, that's not saying it's going to be easy. You may have to work your butt off day and night to make it happen, but you can make it happen. I promise you, if I could do it, this unathletic, unintelligent man, if I could pursue my dreams and play college football and go to medical school, you can too. And if you ever have any doubts, please talk to me. And I would love to encourage you, because I truly believe if I could do it, anyone in the world can. Whatever your dreams are, never give up on them, and approach every single one of them with endless love and relentless passion. All right, let's get back to the actual video. Hey everyone, it is Labor Day, and I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I personally have been studying all day long, and now I am tired, so I thought I'd do a video and then take some pre-workout and go work out. So what this video is going to be about is I've had a lot of you guys ask me about how I went about going to medical school, how I made that decision, and the process of going there, okay, and about going to Caribbean school, things like that. So how about we talk about it? All right, so first off, let's rewind to high school. So in high school, I definitely was not the smartest by no means. I really wasn't that smart at all. But I had this drive to want to be the best at everything. It didn't matter if it was brushing my teeth, walking the dog, playing football, or school, whatever it was, I wanted to be the best at everything. So that's kind of what drove me to try to do the best I could in school. Okay, but a quick side note is my motivation towards everything in life has changed. That's why you're going to have to watch the video on how I stay motivated, since so many of you have asked, and that video will be after my self-exam. All right, back to the actual video. So in school, I studied nonstop. I worked my butt off. I always got made fun of for taking my biology books or my chemistry books or whatever kind of book I was studying to my football games, to my basketball games, because I had to be studying. So I studied nonstop. So at the end of high school, I graduated with about a 4.2 GPA, I think. So I graduated as valedictorian. And while I was deciding to make college decisions and stuff, I really wasn't sure what I wanted or where I wanted to go, but I knew for sure that I wanted to play football. So I went through the whole recruiting process, visiting different schools, looking at different scholarships, and I decided to go to a small town in Kansas, a small school in Kansas, Kansas Wesleyan University, which I did absolutely love. I loved everything about it. I was able to get involved in a ton of different things. I was able to help start a ministry there called Tuesday Night Alive, which I believe is still going on, and it's pretty awesome. I was in student government, I worked a couple jobs, I did a lot, and I was able to play football. So I went there, I played linebacker, and then I majored in biomedical chemistry. So again, with the whole not being all that smart thing, I had to study constantly. So I was always working my butt off. I wanted to make very good grades all throughout my undergrad years because I knew I wanted to go to medical school. And so, honestly, I didn't know a whole lot about what went into applying to medical school. To be completely honest, I was very, very ignorant. And I didn't know anything about it. All I knew was like, hey, make good grades, do well in these exams, take the MCAT, whatever that is, and you'll be set. So for me, I primarily focused on making good grades, and so I graduated undergrad with a 3.89 GPA, I think, and then came to studying for the MCAT. Side note, playing football was absolutely incredible. I loved every second of it. I actually played my freshman and my sophomore year, and then my junior season, I tore my ACL, MCL, meniscus, and didn't get to play my junior season. I could have came back and played, but I decided to graduate a year early and go to medical school on track. So I made very good grades, and then I was like, all right, now this MCAT. Didn't really know much about it whatsoever, hardly knew anything, but I was like, you know what? I've rocked high school, made amazing grades. I did extremely well in undergrad, made very good grades. This MCAT, I'm just gonna do great again. I've been working so hard, I know I'll do really well. Make good grades, study hard, you do well. That's just kind of how it works. But I didn't know studying for the MCAT was like an actual thing. I just kind of figured you do well in undergrad, you do well in the MCAT, do well in undergrad, do well in the MCAT. Didn't exactly happen. So my studying for the MCAT was buying flashcards and looking at them while I worked. So that was pretty much my studying. And the result of that was probably making the worst score in the history of people taking the MCAT. And okay, I shouldn't say that because people may have scored lower than me, but I will share my score with you guys because I'm not ashamed of it, because I believe it is an amazing testimony to my God about Him having a great plan for me and getting me into medical school anyway. So I don't care to share. So I made a 17 on the MCAT, a 17, well below national average, like almost 10 points below national average. And please do not think I'm bragging about it. I'm not happy that I did that, and I should have. I should have definitely studied much harder for it, but I was ignorant about it. I didn't know that it was something that you really need to study hard for. Now, looking back on it, I could see, oh my gosh, Tommy, you did nothing right. You should have worked your butt off to score well. But I am very thankful that it has taken me the way that it has. We all make mistakes and we learn from them, but where I stand right now, I'm so thankful for the journey that I've been on. But anyway, I could talk about that all day. Let me get back. So I made a 17 on the MCAT. And let me tell you a little bit more about that. Okay, so I took the MCAT and I walked out of the MCAT and I was like, man, God, you are great. Like, I killed that exam. I did so well. I know I did well. And I called my mom. I was like, Mom, let's go grab lunch. I did so good. I was just super happy because I knew I did well. Well, 2 months later, the results came out, and I remember I was sitting at work. I worked as an ambassador at a college while I was waiting to get accepted in medical school before I knew my score. But I was sitting there, and I clicked on the thing and said, show your score. So I hit show my score. I was like, no, that's that cannot be my score. Exit out, let me relook at that. Open it back up, 17 again. And I just started bawling. Just started crying. I didn't understand. I had never done bad on an exam before. I just really didn't understand how I could do that poorly on it, and I was lost. So yeah, I was just devastated. I just didn't understand, couldn't fathom how I did so poorly. But what do? You just have to roll with it, right? And so I had actually already applied to the medical schools and had my scores automatically sent to all the ones I applied. I thought I was going to kill it. Didn't kill it. So they all saw how poorly I had done on the MCAT. So of course what happened, rejection letter after rejection letter coming back from all these schools, just lowering my self-esteem a little bit more. But to be completely honest, I had faith in God and had faith that He was going to pull me through and somehow miraculously with that score get me into a medical school. Well, it was about at the end of November when I received an email from St. George's. And honest to God, I don't know how they got my email. I don't know why they contacted me. Didn't really know anything. But I had an email from them saying I should check out their school and maybe apply to their medical school. So I'm from Kansas. We don't know anything about Caribbean medical school or the Caribbean in general. I was like, hey, why not check it out? So I called them up, checked it out, filled out the application, and then, my pride hit me. And it's like, no, Tommy, that's a Caribbean school. They're not as good as the U.S. schools. You shouldn't apply to them. I decided to pray about it. I did send in an application. I got accepted at the beginning of December. I think it was like December 10th or so, or December 5th, around there. And then I was like really deciding what I should do. Okay, so I was really trying to decide what I should do. So I was in this dilemma. I was accepted into St. George's, and I could start there in January. Remember, it's like December 10th or around that. Or I could not go to St. George's, see if I'm going to get into any other medical schools. And if I do not, which remember I had a 17 on the MCAT, and if I do not, then retake the MCAT and reapply the next year, and then hopefully get in. And so I was praying about it a lot, and I remember this day. It is so clear to me, like it was, yesterday, that I was sitting in my office at St. George's, and I was just praying. And I always have my Spotify on, and I was just praying, and the song Oceans came on by Hillsong. And I was just praying and praying and praying, and honestly I was getting annoyed. I was like, God, that, and I'm praying, not using God's name in vain, I'm talking to God. God, that song should stop and just keep playing in the background. I swear it's been playing for 20 minutes. God, shut that music off. God, send some powers down here and shut that music off. I just remember he's like, listen. And it was that song by Hillsong, and it was Oceans, and it says something along the lines of, God, take me where my feet cannot wander, where my faith will be made stronger. And it just kept playing and playing and playing, and I remember praying and really feeling as if though I was being told, Tommy, you need to go where you're most needed. Tommy, you can go to a medical school here in the United States, surrounded by churches where there's a church on every corner, or I could send you to this school in the Caribbean that is not predominantly Christian, that is a mixture of faiths, where you could shine my light. He said, Tommy, if you stay here, you're going to be comfortable. You're not going to grow that much. Yeah, you'll become a doctor, but where will your faith be as a result of this? And I'm not saying you have to go off somewhere to grow in your faith. I really felt like God was showing me, he's like, Tommy, I'm going to use you and send you to this Caribbean island, regardless of your MCAT score, regardless of anything else. You've been accepted. I'm going to use you and send you here to be a beacon of my light unto this island and be able to spread the gospel there, where there are many people who do not know me. And after that day, I had my heart set on Grenada. After that day, I decided to start praying for the people I was going to encounter, the people on the island there, medical school and all that. And so I decided, I for sure went to St. George's. And throughout my time at St. George's, I've absolutely loved it. I loved every second of it. I could do another video about going to a Caribbean school. But in short, I struggled at the beginning. God whipped me into shape, and I ended up doing really well academically there. And not only that, I was able to serve as the president of the Christian Student Organization for half the time that I was there. I was able to see God do some crazy, amazing things. After my time at St. George's, I had about 8 weeks where I studied for step 1, which I have a video that shows you kind of what I did and my study habits for that, which you guys can check out. But I did study hard for it, not like I did for the MCAT. I learned my lesson, studied really hard for step 1. I did well, and then I started clinical rotations, which is what I am doing now at Trinitas Hospital, and I've absolutely loved it. Okay, so in short, my process to getting to medical school was, a small town boy from a tiny school in Thayer, Missouri, graduating as valedictorian, going to an undergraduate at a small school in Kansas to play college football and to major in biomedical chemistry, which I did well at, failed the MCAT, get into a Caribbean school, do well at this Caribbean school, study for my Step 1 exam, do well on my Step 1 exam, and now in clinical rotations, which I'm about to finish surgery and do my shelf exam soon. Alright, so that's my story. That's a short version of it. I know the video is kind of long, but that's a short version of it. If you have any questions whatsoever, please let me know. And again, I will do a video about a Caribbean medical school, along with some other upcoming videos that I'm going to have. So there will be one about a recap of surgery. There will be another one that is upcoming, and it's super exciting. I think I'm going to do an eating challenge this Friday, maybe, a 22-inch pizza. You guys will have to stick around and see that. Outside of that, yeah, there'll be more videos coming. I hope you guys have enjoyed them. I love each and every one of you. Thank you. So if you've enjoyed my videos, please like and subscribe them and share them. I mean, if you've got to this far, I don't know where we're at, maybe 10, 12, 13 minutes, however long you've been watching this video, then you must enjoy it a little, maybe. I hope so. Or even if you found my page, you might like it. If so, please like it, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe. I love you guys.